Assuming that the process of information seeking has provided us with accurate information, which we know is not necessarily the case, negotiators' second task is to process this information. Information processes takes place at all stages of negotiation. In the pre-negotiation phase, when negotiators seek to infer the objectives or limits of the other party. During the negotiation, when they evaluate the behavior of the other party and the proposals and concessions they make to them. And finally, in the post-negotiation phase, when they analyze the quality of the obtained agreement. This processing of information, like information seeking, is subject to biases and errors of judgment. The first bias we will discuss is the fundamental attribution error. The fundamental attribution error accounts for the human tendency to attribute the cause of behaviors they observe to the personality or individual characteristics of the actor, rather than to causes that are external to the actor. In reality, for a given behavior, there may be three different types of causes. First, the behavior may reflect the personality of the actor. Second, the behavior may be explained by the target at which the behavior is directed. Third, the behavior may be the result of external circumstances. Let us take an example. Let's say that on a Monday morning in January, one of my students, Luca, arrives at class 15 minutes late. I have three ways of interpreting the causes of his behavior. I can attribute it to his personality. Luca is lazy, unable to get up in the morning and get to class on time. I can attribute it to the target of the behavior, in this case the negotiation class. This course is uninteresting and does not provide the students with the right motivation to participate. Indirectly, by attributing the cause of Luca's delay to the negotiation class, I am questioning my own abilities as a teacher. And you can easily understand that unless I have a negative image of myself, or unless I have already received many negative evaluations of my teaching, I would be very reluctant to make such an attribution. Motivated as I am to see myself positively, the very idea that the negotiation class is unattractive does not even cross my mind. Finally, it is also possible that Luca's behavior is simply due to circumstances that are beyond his control. The train that Luca was due to take this morning was over an hour late. Faced with these three possible explanations, the fundamental error of attribution will lead me to prefer the first one, the internal attribution, and to consider Luca lazy or see him as a student lacking motivation. Now, what are the ways in which I can try to counteract this bias? Researchers recommend using the MIL method. The idea of this method is to find out whether the absence of the hypothetical cause also produces the absence of the behavior. Conversely, the presence of the cause must be a sufficient condition for the behavior to occur. Let us come back to our example. Suppose I attribute Luca's behavior to his personality. The hypothetical cause here is Luca. Does Luca's absence also produce the absence of the behavior? In other words, is Luca the only one late for class, or in contrast, are several students also late? Conversely, is Luca a student who is known to systematically be late for classes? In which case, the presence of the cause Luca systematically induced the presence of the behavior, arriving late to class. Let us apply the same reasoning to the attribution of the cause to the target. Does the absence of the target systematically produce the absence of the behavior? Does Luca arrive on time or even early to all classes except the negotiation class? Does the presence of the target systematically produce the presence of the behavior? That is, Luca's lateness recur every time he has to attend a negotiation class? Finally, for the circumstantial cause, may I observe that Luca is late every time he travels to the university by train, whereas when he takes other means of transport, Luca is unfailingly punctual. This fundamental error, which consists in preferring internal explanations in terms of personality to more circumstantial external explanation, can be observed in all situations in daily life, and therefore necessarily also in the negotiation process. We should therefore ask ourselves the right questions if we want to avoid succumbing to the fundamental attribution error when we are interpreting the behavior of a negotiating partner.